Hello, Tree Frog. Hope you're having a great day so far. Just getting set up here, so bear with me. Let's see where we're gonna go. So we beat the park. Last time we got our butt kicked going down there. So easy. Very hard immediately. Very easy. Alright, let's try this way. Alright, place your units. Hi MSMP, how you doing, man? Long time no stream. Glad to be back. Connected with the community, connected with the world. Far too long. Just getting into Stream Raiders, so if you have played it before, please excuse my lack of understanding for how it works, because I'm just figuring it out. Battle planning, okay, don't place your units here. Yes, place them here. Perfect. Oh, Tree Frog, you already placed your guy up there. That's okay. No harm done. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm stoked too. Just working out a lot of the kinks here, so bear with me. But trying to improve the format as we go always. That's the key, is always moving forward. So we've got Stream Raiders counting down, battles every 15 to 30 minutes. And we also have our new Coliseum Clash format. So the timer for that one will start, and that'll be every 20 minutes. We've got our matches listed here in challenge. So the first battle will be this one. And we've got them pulled up here, so we can see their stats. We've got a 989 and a 666. We also have forms. So when the fight opens, I'll send the form out, and folks will choose their fighter just by basically choosing one or the other instead of having to type it. And then I'll get the responses. We'll be able to see them coming in, and then I'll stop accepting them once the timer's off, and that's how that'll work. So the one thing I haven't yet figured out is how to set messages in the chat in Twitch to automatically send, because to do that I can share all the links, all the form links there. Also, I need to set up the chat channel points as well. I need to customize that stuff. Customize the channel points, build in perks and rewards into the channel to maximize the Twitch experience for all. So I've been working on the aesthetic, improving that, trying to improve the branding and everything like that as well. But I think we got a pretty good baseline going forward. So today's stream will actually be some what might be considered boring for many, and very interesting and informative for a few, but also very productive for us. And part of the reason why doing these bricks and marble streams is to not only show the community what happens more behind the scenes at RomanPunks, but also to motivate myself to actually do the work, because often with so many things happening, so many projects and hobbies, it's hard to find time to manage things. So by facilitating some live time, it actually forces me to actually do some of that work. So what we're doing today is we're looking at the Game Maker Fund. Now, the Game Maker Fund by the Sandbox has been around for a while, actually. Basically what they do is they give you money to build your game, so you have to fill out a proposal. Now, I think we've never actually submitted one before, but we've done some building in the Sandbox. And when I met Seb, the CEO of the Sandbox in Montreal last year, he said, "Well, why don't you fill out a Game Maker Fund for RomanPunks?" Because he was surprised we hadn't yet already. So much delays have caused us to not submit that yet, because we know how much fun it is to write and submit proposals. Nevertheless, we do have things such as AI Chat GPT to help us, and we do have a lot of assets and experiences already developed. As you can see here, we have our Coliseum already prototyped. So we can use this for imagery to show that we have a proof of concept, etc. when we actually go to complete the Game Maker Fund. So if you are interested in making your own game in the Sandbox and getting money from them to do it, then perhaps this could be informative for you. So just looking at the Sandbox Game Maker Fund, let's go through some of the things that they're going to be asking for, and then we'll start piecing them together as we already have a vision for what we want to do in our minds. We just need to put it all down on paper. And we've started to do it so far, but let's just look at this. So the Game Maker Fund provides support to game designers, game studios, helps them to produce and publish a metaverse game and experience. Does the Game Maker Fund only provide support for game ideas? No. It also supports other types of metaverse experiences, art galleries, educational dioramas, Second Life simulations, concert musical venues, interactive novels, and so on. So I think they want people to be as creative as they can within the structure of the Sandbox. So we're going to show what we have in mind for that. How does the Game Maker Fund support creators and studios? Funding. We provide you with some finance on a milestone-based system for your time spent developing the experience. This, especially for studios, can help to cover some of your costs, such as paying your staff and acquiring additional talent, purchasing any necessary technology you might need, acquiring lands, website hosting, etc. So we're not a studio, but we do have artists and designers that we know. We do have studios that we know. And so once we draw out the vision, then the next step, well, part of it will be to approach people who are interested in being listed on the fund as potential creators. Development software, Sandbox has two great development software, which is the Game Maker and Vox Edit. Okay, publishing, yep, they have a platform to publish games, quality assurance, consultation advice, so if you get funding from them, then they will help you. Account management. Okay, perfect. So they take care of everything. Also, that marketing support that they provide as well. Studio search, if you need to hire a third-party studio, of course. And NFT sales to promote your NFTs and avatars, which we have already. So we have all of the pieces, we just need to put them all together, like I was saying before. Alright, so how do you apply for the Game Maker Fund? So first step is the game design document. You need to produce a highly detailed game design document, the GDD. This standard practice game development industry, pitching your idea to a fund or publisher. To increase your chances of your pitch being successfully accepted, we strongly advise you take all the time you need to create and polish your GDD before reaching out to us. It's not something we recommend rushing. We provide a template GDD that you should ideally use. Okay, so here is their template blank GDD, which I have already started filling out. So let's take a look again. This one, just make sure they haven't made any changes to it. So here, experience name, blah, 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 blah. They've got all these pages, 18 pages. So here's the one that I started working on. I haven't removed anything. So to start, we'll go through and update the template a little bit. Okay, so that's the GDD. The second step is to submit your pitch application. So once you've finished your GDD, then you complete the application form, which is this form. It's basically just copying and pasting the information from your GDD into this document and submitting it. So that's step 2. And let's see what else here we need to know. Who can apply? Anybody who has an account in the Sandbox. So we have that. I have a great idea, but I'm not a song creator. What can I do? If you're accepted, you can use your funding to hire a third-party studio. Yeah, exactly. How long does it take for my application to be reviewed? It may take around 1 to 2 weeks. Who knows? Who knows? Depends how busy they are. Where's the Sandbox Game Maker Fund team base? Paris. All around. Where would my experience be published? It's determined by the GMF team. How much funding would I get? This depends on several factors, such as the complexity of your idea, the time it would take to produce, size of your team, and so on. The funding would be discussed between you and the Game Maker Fund before any contracts are finalized. Perfect. Alright, and I can open tickets on Discord if I have any questions. So yeah, here are some of the other games that have been supported by the Game Maker Fund already. Not too familiar with all of these. Dracula's Castle, I remember playing that one in the alpha. Monochrome Wasteland, good friends of mine. Yep. Cool. Yeah, so we want to see RomanPunks up on there. And this just goes through actually what some of the other games that have been made are step by step. So can see how they're organized here about the experience, objectives, gallery, and their creators. About the game, game objectives, trailers, galleries, the creators. So these are the things that they're going to want to see about the game objectives. So those are the things that we should start with, essentially, about the game and the game objectives. And then we can put together some trailers and galleries of draft assets that we've already developed for RomanPunks. So here's early concept art. For this one, we can actually work on our own concept art as well. That'll be part of it. Yeah, so this rough conceptual stuff is what we need to have, obviously, before the game is made. This one goes into more detail about the game's levels. I think one of the big questions is how many plots of land we're going to propose to build on. And I want to say 2 by 2 just because our project that we already have is 1 by 1, and the idea is to expand on that. So that's still something to consider. Let's skip a bit here. Skip a bit, brother. Okay, the creator fund. Alright, so here it says the creator fund is different than the game maker fund. So game maker fund, creator fund is for individual artists, voxel artists, and they're not accepting applications now. So yeah, the ambassador program, yep, that's all off topic. So we're focused on the game maker fund. So what we need to do for that is we need to complete our GDD, game design document, and let's go through that. So the idea is to have it will be a futuristic Roman style shopping mall with a gladiator battle arena in the middle. And the idea will be that there will be continuously more difficult enemies you're going to fight in the ring, kind of like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, where each time you beat one, they get more difficult. So there will be other things to do around the space as well. Because it's a mall, we want to have all sorts of stores around where it can be, you know, a combination of things such as quests can be done there, but also other projects can show off their NFTs and their stuff there, right? So that's the whole idea behind having a commercial center. Now there is some background about it, what the space is, and the story as well that we'll get into. So the working title is Colossia Galleria, version 1. Okay, that's mandatory. Alright, so we've got Colossia Galleria. We need to give it a short description. this. Assets, yeah, so we need to think about how many assets we're going to have. We have to estimate cost, kickoff date, time and for development, all that stuff. Okay, so now here's where we give a short description. And then we have to share images of it. So I'm imagining here that this could be some conceptual art, and a combination of conceptual art and from what we've already made. Here, visuals, brief visual demonstration of what you already built in the Game Maker. Yeah, okay, so these are the screenshots. This is more related to the creative vision. Alright, so I already wrote a little tagline. There isn't a lot of room to write stuff here, so I'm actually not sure how much they want to see. So that's the big question. You know, brief summary. So I guess I can fit more text in here, but I don't want to write an essay. So here was our little tagline. I want to maintain the text that they provide as much as possible. At least for now. And I also think that one thing to consider about this is that, you know, they're not going to receive this and then want to read a book. So, you know, I think brevity is probably the name of the game here. More focus on visuals. And then they'll get this, and then the next step will probably be like, okay, we like where you're going with this, let's get some more information, and blah, 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 blah. So this is just to get your foot in the door, right? So we can work on this short description later. Let's just move on and look at all the slides first. So we've got creative vision, visuals, so we can just share what we've already have from RomanPunks, Coliseum, inspiration. Okay, so here is where it's asking for other projects on the Sandbox that have inspired us or that will or would be competitors. I hate to think about it like in terms of competitors because I don't think there really are any competitors. And the idea isn't at this point in the game to compete with others. It's more about just doing your own thing. But it is clash time, so let's get over to our Coliseum Clash and we're going to play out these battles. So if you want to join this battle, I'm going to send this form into the chat. So they have to choose a fighter. And we're accepting responses. Let's go on to our timer. We're accepting responses for the next 1 minute. We have 2 responses so far. Here you can see the leaderboard from last time. We've got Pop and Stock and Tree Frog are currently in the lead. With 6 victories. Got 13 seconds, and then I'm going to close accepting responses. Yeah, early bird, Pop, you know it. Early bird gets the Game Maker funding. That's what we say. Alright, so we've got our entries in. Now let's go ahead and get to the battle. Got Tom Telemachus and Aquilina Atticus. Aquilinia Atticus. So we've got to roll for speed first. So Tom is rolling with a 9. He's a quick one. And Aquilinia is rolling with a 6. So if you bet on Aquilinia, you are brave. So here's Aquilinia's sad 6 speed roll. It's going to be 12. Now all Tom has to do is beat a 12. And he does, of course, with a devastating 39. Okay, now we're moving on to the attack. Tom gets a chance to attack with 9 dice. This is not a fair battle. Ooh, 28. Can you stop a 28 Aquilinia Atticus with your measly 6 dice on defense? No, you can't. So the winner is Tom Telemachus. Congratulations to Tom Telemachus. And you know what we're going to do here? I wanted to share match scores, but it won't let me do that now, so we'll wait a minute to do it. MSMP says, dang, I shouldn't have just guessed. Ha ha ha. Exactly. Never just guess. You can always search for them yourself on Nifty or Atomic Hub. But I will show them on screen also. Alright. So I think, yeah, see here I can report these, but I can't. I think it needs to, maybe it needs to be refreshed. Ah, there it is. So now I can go like this, and I can share to Twitter. And then that's giving me a link, but it's not giving me an image. So anyway, we'll deal with that later. Yeah, free Twitter sharing to keep the Twitter going, but we'll worry about that later. We've also got Stream Raiders. Pop and Stock says, always have another window to your inventory to quick search the attributes. Totes. You know it, fam. Alright, let's see how we're doing here. Stream Raiders. Looks like we can start. I should be able to dominate here. Let's go for it. I don't like splitting up like that. Oh, that was easy. Very easy. Ooh, I got a vampire. Nice. Nice. I don't know what to do with all this gold. I guess I can upgrade. Quests. I can collect that. I can collect that. Alright. I can upgrade my tank. Okay. Nice. I can unlock Flag Bearer and Rogue. I can upgrade my Rogue. Okay. Again. Wow. Okay. Pimping out my Rogue already. Nice. Let's go back to the campaign. Where are we going next? We've got easy and unknown. So that, and then after easy we've got hard. And we've got hard both ways. So we're gonna get our asses kicked either way, so we might as well do this one first. We're going to start. Let's start up here this time. There we go. Place your units. Alright, where were we here? Okay, so we were working on our GMF. Okay, so what are your main competitors or references? Did you take inspiration from any other game experiences? Can you include some screenshots? Here's the thing. RomanPunks is pretty much a original concept because, you know, there's not a lot of Romanesque cyberpunk stuff out there. In fact, there's none. So there is originality there. But in terms of inspiration, most of the inspiration comes from things outside of the sandbox. So perhaps if we want to answer by giving them games listed in the sandbox, we'll have to do some more research. But then we would be making it up because it wouldn't be an inspiration, right? The one inspiration that I have that I can think of is from Space Quest 4, because the whole idea of a mall floating in space with something in the middle, a fighting arena in the middle. It was actually a rollercade in the middle, but there's like a battle arcade. So that might be one of the inspirations I can draw from. Space Quest 4. Classic. Okay. So inspiration, community, describe your core audience. Okay, that should be pretty easy to answer. Not sure what they want here. I guess what we could do is show clips of things happening from, you know, RomanPunks events, you know, to show that there has been community engagement. Land topology. Okay, this is interesting. So the overall experience land size of the proposed experience, max 4 lands. So I'm just wondering for this is what I'm wrestling with, is for the scope of you know, the project and the size of the team. I'm just wondering if it might be prudent to do it on a 1x1, because they're saying the max size is 4 lands. So this is the max. So, you know, if I'm going for the max and I don't have a lot of experience or a large team to fall back on, then perhaps it might be better to limit the scope to 1x1, even though we've already built up a 1x1. It does serve the purposes of the project. So what we need here is a land map diagram, an illustration of experience located on land. So it's basically like a top-down view of how everything would look. So that's still something for consideration. Tree Frog says, you played a lot of Sandbox tracks last season, no inspiration from them, that they had good quests, well-built worlds, storylines. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I just, you know, I have a memory like a goldfish, you know. I play through these experiences and then I forget them immediately after I'm done playing them. The only ones that I remember are the decidedly frustrating ones that I certainly do not feel inspired by. So I might have to pop back into the history and pull some inspiration from there. Yeah, watch my own streams. Yeah, exactly. Launch. Concept summary. Okay. Player goal, aim of the season, core gameplay summary of experience and interactions, number of quests, collectibles, replayability. Okay. This is not listed as a required slide. User game flow. Okay, here is the play experience. So what they will do when they join the game, okay, they're going to collect voxelites, complete quests, collect tickets for raffle. So it will be essentially the flow of all of the quests in the experience. Core features. So here we have the headline narrative, player goals, and the length of gameplay, the number of quests, interactive elements, replayability features, interactivity features, and game maker features used. So that's a lot of detail. And they want us to provide some concept art there too. Time limited live events. Okay, this is only if you're doing that, so this doesn't apply to us. So I think I can remove this slide. Oh, no, it's saying devise ideas on how experiences will relate to live events carried out in order to give visibility to the studio. Yeah, Twitch live stream, of course, duh. yeah, so, and then possible partnerships. So that's where I have to talk to some of my Sand fam to see how we can stage events to use the space, etc., as part of tournaments. NFT asset drops. Summary of NFT asset usage. So here it's talking about what assets will be developed that can be dropped on the marketplace. So we need to think about this in more detail, as well as the attributes. Yeah, it essentially will be equipment, weapons, and armor. You know, but there are also NFTs from our collection that we already have that have use cases. You know, it can be used as tickets, essentially, if you own an NFT from the collection, and it gives you access, etc., etc. So we can talk about that. NFT wearables. Okay, so now here is a summary of all of the wearable assets. This is going to get very busy if this all is going to be on a document like this. NFTs in-game shop. Explanation of how the experience will drive users in-game to the Sandbox marketplace. Yeah, well that will be, because it's a mall, essentially, there will be lots of opportunities for that. Examples, okay, milestones. So, game maker approval, kickoff, production, logo, assets, terraforming, okay, all of this stuff, post-production. So we have to develop a timeline for all of that. Okay, the team, who we have on our team, so that's where we need to reach out to more people once we've drawn out the basic concept. And then business plan, so essentially how much money do we need and how is it being allocated. And there's the quote, so game designer, game artist, project lead, marketing, etc. So yeah, we need to think about that. So that's where I'm still wrestling with this overall scope, because this really needs to be decided first. If it's going to be 1 by 1 or 2 by 2, then you're looking at 4 times the amount of development, essentially. So my thoughts are it might be more prudent to focus on just getting something off the ground that's 1 by 1, and extend what we already have and build it out a little bit more. Essentially redesign the Coliseum that we have. Let's take a look at it. Redesign what we have already. Poppin' Stocks is just put 2 desert lands, done building already, yeah. Haha. Badoom-tsh. Building a desert experience, it's just empty, flat. A few trees, yeah, that's all we need. So you know, we have all this. We have our parkour there. So this is 1 by 1. This is full up 1 by 1. So just to consider, what we can do is essentially show them that we already have the basic concept. But down here we need more shops. We need more stuff on the main floor. You know, we're also going to want to build more quests in here. And essentially start on a new plot of land from scratch so that it will be all redone. The aesthetics will be different. And we're going to do something different with the sky as well. This is essentially just a prototype. You know, I would like to get it on a bigger plot, like a 2 by 2, but I'm really just not sure about the scope of the project and whether that's something that we will be able to handle at first. You know, we just want to get our foot in the door by having some game maker funding from the Sandbox. And we have already shown that we're able to develop a 1 by 1 plot. As soon as you start getting into, you know, 4 plots, then it gets messy. We don't have, like, you know, a huge studio with which to do that. So I think we've got to think about that, think about the scope, and perhaps limit it to 1 by 1, at least for this application. Free Frog Nada says you could build a quarter circle, duplicate it 3 times, put together, then add details. Yes, I suppose you could do it like that. What is most time consuming though, honestly, is the creating of the assets in VoxEdit, the terraforming of the space, and the quests actually doesn't take up that much time. It's mostly the creation of the assets. So when you think about it, if you have 4 plots of land 2 by 2, you have just that many more assets that you will be required to make in order to design the space. So my grand vision was, you know, much wider than this, but thinking from more of a realistic point of view, I'm thinking that like 1 by 1 might be more suitable for this proposal. BD, hey, what's up? Blue Dragon, how you doing? Welcome. Thanks for popping in. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. We're just rock and rolling here and doing a little bit of building behind the scenes, getting back into the streaming mode. So we've got another clash coming up in 29 seconds. Let's go over to our Coliseum Clash page and we'll see who the next battle is going to be. We've got Dag, Dubious, and Lucy Lefebvre. So we've got a forum here. We're going to start accepting entries for that one. there's the link to the forum, so you can select your fighters if you wish. We need to switch to Dag and Lucy. Yeah, Nifty Blocks is much faster than Atomic Hub. It's more responsive. When I try to search an Atomic Hub, it takes twice as long for it to come up. Okay, Dag Dubious with an 8 across the board. And Lucy with an 8-7-8, so almost identical except for a little bit lower on the defense. So we're going to allow for another minute to accept entries. When that runs out, we'll close the form. Pop and Stock says it's Lefebvre with a B. Pop and Stock, you mean from the pronunciation point of view or from the spelling point of view? From spelling. Well, at the end of the day, you have to realize that there is no true French in RomanPunks. For we are our own universe. Nonetheless, names are inspired by certain regions. So there's definitely a French Gallic aspect to this character. Yeah, we can spell it any damn way we want. Pop. Alright, closing the responses. Let's get those dice rolling. We've got Dag Dubious with an 8. They both have an 8 speed. It's the French spelling from another dimension, yes. The 7th dimension. 28 for Dag, and now Lucy. Let's see if you can match 28. It's going to be 33, so Lucy's going to strike first. And she'll be striking with an Ocho. And it's going to be a hit of 35. It's a hard one. So Dag, you're defending with an 8. Can you beat 35 to stay alive? And you can't, so Lucy is going to be our winner today, and only one person chose Lucy. Let's report scores, and there we go. Lucy's moving on to the next round. Perfect. All right, let's see how our Stream Raiders is looking. It looks like we should have enough to take these foos, but let's wait for the next 5 minutes to go up and see if we can get a couple more units in there. Because, you know, it looks like there's a few enemies in this one, so. Anyway, let's get back to our... Papa Sock says the raiders are all... Oh, my raiders are all over level. They die almost immediately. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. It looks like there's, but tree frogs units in here are going to definitely hold the fort here. We've got level 24 archer. So, I mean, pop, yours are higher than mine. So, yeah. We got a level 25 barbarian in there. Okay. Yeah. We should be all right. Hello, Shiloh. Nice to see you. All right, so we were talking about the land topology. So we need to decide what size we're going to make our experience. And because we already have an experience that we've developed that is 1 by 1, it's prudent to use that same format in applying for this Game Maker Fund to increase the likelihood of actually getting money, of actually getting it approved. I think if we keep the scope to be limited and start small, then we have a higher likelihood of getting approved, especially for our first GMF. We have the advantage of A, they know us. B, we know lots of sand fam that can help us to not only develop it, but to whisper in the ears of the people that will be reviewing this proposal. 3, we've been around for a couple of years and we've developed quite a few things, not only on the Sandbox, but also in terms of our world building. So having all of that, I think, essentially will look very strong and supporting our application. What's left is to just essentially put it all into paper because it's all really in our heads right now. We just need to put it all down, the vision. So we've got Colossia Galleria by RomanPunks. We need to so like all of this stuff, kickoff date, production time, we'll have to do all that later. Assets, we'll have to do all that later. Let's go back and change this to 1 by 1, as I was saying. Okay. And then that will mean that there will be a reasonable amount of cost estimation that won't, be into the 6 figures, that's for sure. Okay, so need to have a short description, brief summary of creative vision for the experience. Fight to the death or shop till you drop. Fulfill your desire for pugilism and consumerism at Colossia Galleria. That's the short tagline. So Colossia Galleria is a spaceport shopping mall gladiator arena. So that means that when we're looking at the space, it's going to be different because this is more of a traditional Colosseum. And that's why I wanted it to be 2 by 2, because if it's a spaceport, then it's going to, it's going to have to be essentially, well, like oval, right? It's going to have to be kind of oval shaped. So it might be, well, it doesn't have to be, I guess. Like it could be cylindrical. Could be a cylindrical spaceport. I suppose, why not, right? But, rather than have the ground and, the tunnels below, the whole thing will be one giant spaceport, which now, being 1 by 1, I suppose will have to be like cylindrical, and that's okay because if the mall is built that way, then so be it. And then in the center, the fighting area will have steps. It won't just be like a blank open space. There'll be some challenge about like you have to jump around, you have to cross, do some parkour as well. Stock says, is there a limit to how high you can build a sky? There is actually, but the limit is much larger than than the width. I think you can go, I think the width is 32 by 32 blocks, but the height is, I believe, 128. So, you know, you can see here, this is at the highest point, and then that goes all the way down to the lowest point here. So you've got quite a bit of latitude or longitude, as it were, from top to bottom. Is there an underground? No, there's not. I mean, like, you build the floor where you want to build the floor. Like, we decided that we were going to build the floor at this level, and then have room below for the catacombs. But, you know, if you want to build the floor here, you can build the floor here. Or if you don't want to have any floor, as it were, if it's a spaceport, you know, there's going to be nothing but empty space above, below, and around it. It'll just be everything self-contained in one kind of sphere, so, or cylinder. So that aspect of it we still need to design, but we do have this as a working prototype that we can use to show the concept and how that is going to evolve into the next stage. So Colossia Gallery is a spaceport, shopping mall, gladiator arena. So here I would imagine for the creative vision they probably want to see some, what do we need here? We need to have some concept art. We need to, yeah, we're going to need to draw something to show what it's going to look like from a conceptual point of view. Similarly, where was that one? They had some concept arts shared here. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna have to have some concept art. Essentially, at the creative vision point, I don't think we need to have anything from the sandbox. There's time for that later. So we'll focus on the concept art here, and then we'll draw some conceptual drawings. We're going to go to Stream Raiders, and then I will respond to Tree Frog Nada's suggestion. Let's get over to our Stream Raiders. Right. Looks like we're ready to start the battle. Well, I died pretty easy. Nice. Here comes a piece of cake. Okay, now we have no choice but to move here. Oh, I guess we can go here? No, we can't. We gotta follow the path. So we have no choice. We're going to get our butts kicked. So, good riddance. Alright, well, I guess placement probably quite important. What if we place them over here? Do we have room to place them all in there? Oh, no, I do want to place them in there. Don't want to place any over here. Or here. here? I would say ideally here and maybe there. Yeah, that'll do. Go ahead and place your units. Alright. It appears that I forgot to set the flash timer, so I think I should probably just have it keep rolling, because then I'm going to keep forgetting to send it. Anyway, we'll put that at 10 minutes for now. So let's get back to what we were working on here. Alright, so here we're going to need to have some concept art. So that's to do at another time. So if the concept art can be drawings of the battles, drawings of the model design, drawings of the whole space, drawing of the view from outside. Okay. Three Frog says, spaceport is decided. Why not a subway station and underground mall? Then you can connect the new land with the first one later and add outdoor stuff on top if you like. Yeah, I like those ideas. It's just that once you see the story that we're trying to conceptualize for this, it's not connected to a wider space at this time. I mean, yeah, it could be a subway station, an underground mall, but where? I mean, like, you know, in what city, and what else is going on in that city, and what's around it. So that, you know, means that it's just a piece of something larger. We're thinking about this spaceport like it's a self-contained place. And also, to connect the land, you need to have a plot right next to it if you're going to connect it. Like, think about it from a physical point of view. But all of our lands are isolated, so with the spaceport idea, you know, we could say, oh, this is a isolated place, and then it's being connected to another land through a portal or something like that. Coliseum Gallery is a spaceport, shopping mall, gladiator arena. Players. Okay, it's also a single player experience. Yeah, they do actually. You can see the map. These are, you know, lands. So if you have there, you know, like a single plot, you're building on a single plot, you know, or if you have an estate, like that's a group of lands 12 by 12 together. You know, so, you know, if you have two lands next to each other, you can make a link from one to the other. So that's the Sandbox map. Our land is all over the place. We've got nothing connected. We've got this one here. See, there's another one somewhere else. So, yep, we are on there, but as you can see, there are some epic properties I think our location's pretty decent though in here. I'm not really sure, like, about the location. I don't know if anyone is really sure about, like, how it's all going to work in the grand scheme because even they don't know. Um, so I'm not really too concerned about the land and everything. Yeah, of course you can trade locations, but it's just like buying and selling NFTs. So, you do all that on OpenSea. Okay, so Galleria is a single player experience. Yeah, I think we need to be clear about that. A single. Okay, so esports shopping mall, gladiator arena. In the retro set in the retro futuristic world of Roman universe of RomanPunks. It is a single player experience where you work, where you battle your way to where you fight your way to the say something about fight your way to the top while by you work your way to the top of the seriously player experience. Yeah, I want to talk about the victory, where you must make your way. You must become the ultimate fighter by battling your way through numerous enemies and completing. See, the idea is that you start out, you're like very lowly, and you've got to complete quests and run errands around this mall. And then you also become a fighter, and you end up being the best fighter. So that's the whole idea. So you want to, maybe we should mention completing the mundane quests first. You must become single player experience where you become the ultimate fighter by battling your way through numerous enemies and completing mundane quests. Alright, I have the basic idea here, but I'm definitely going to need to reword that a little bit more. I'm just wondering how much more I should add to it. I need to mention something where are you going to start? Tree Frog Nada says, will it be completely linear, or could I, for example, pick between doing a quest to win a sword Another quest to win a trident. Yeah, I think that there will have to be linear elements to it just because that's just the way the experiences are developed. There will be things that you can do outside of the linear path, but there will still have to be a core linear path. As you're completing the quests in the ring, they will get progressively more difficult. I don't want to say mundane quest, that doesn't make it sound any good. You must, okay, where you must work your way through the ranks from, so what's the lowest rank? What do you want to start out as? From janitor? No, that's too much like Space Quest 4, Roger Wilco. No janitor, but something else. What could it be? Like, what if you're working like in a fast food? What if you're working like in a restaurant? You need to do some you're like a waiter or something. You're like a busboy. You're like a busboy in the food court, and you've got to go from that to being like the champion gladiator. Way through the ranks from lowly. What do you call the people in the food court who clean the trays? I'm gonna call it busboy. Although that word is not gender appropriate now, is it? What term is used for a person that cleans the trays from the food court? More lowly cleaner, lowly server, lowly it can't be janitor. Lowly server. I'm just gonna say server for now. To ultimate fighting champion. From lowly food court. From lowly food court server to ultimate fighting and champion. By battling your way through numerous by completing mundane assignments and battling your way through numerous deadly enemies in the ring. Okay. Alright, so that's a good starting point for that one. Now we've got to get to our clash, so let's go over there. I really wish that the sound was working. There should be a notification sound when the timer runs out, but for some reason it's not showing up. Alright, our next battle is Stanka Zalmoxis. And kill a condor. Watch out for the kill a condor. Alright, so we've got Stanka Zalmoxis with a 7/7/7 and Killa with a 10/10/10. Watch out. Hold on to your hats, folks. We've got a real humdinger coming up. And here's the forum. Accepting responses now. So fill out the form in the chat if you want to participate in the battle. we are collecting all of the winners. So whoever participates and wins the most will have a chance for prizes at the end of the season or at various stages throughout the season. I need to have a separate timer actually that doesn't interfere with the clash timer. So that's something to do for next time. Continuously improving our streaming format. Hodel Hill GM, first time chat. Welcome to RomanPunks. We're about to have a Coliseum Clash battle. So fill out the form and choose your fighter. Is it going to be Stanka Zalmoxis or Killa Condor, the Incan Gladiator? So first we roll for speed. So Stanka's got a speed of 7. Oh, first we need to close our responses. There we go. So a speed of 7, and it's going to be 23. And next, Killa's going over 10 dice. So 9, 10. You got to beat a 23 here. Shouldn't be hard. 32. All right, Killa. Killa gets to attack with 10. And it's going to be devastating. I can feel it. 40. Ooh. And Stanka is defending with a 7. Gotta beat 40. Not likely. Yeah, I didn't think so. So the winner is quite decidedly Killa Condor. Boom. Shakalaka. And if you're playing Stream Raiders, make sure and get over and drop your units. We're going to need all the help we can get for this one. Hopefully the way the map is arranged will help us. But you never know. It's not looking pretty. So get your units placed if you got them. All right. And our next class will be in 20 minutes. So what we've been doing, we're working on our Game Maker Fund proposals here. Just working on the creative vision. Describing what the Colossia Galleria is in essentially one sentence. And then here we're going to need some concept art drawings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a to-do list because I think we're going to need that here. So let's start some sort of a to-do list. Okay, so RomanPunks GMF 1 to-dos. Okay, so we need concept art, drawings, first on the to-do. And I think that, and then we're going to need, so the description, we need to think about how much detail do we need on the description. See, we know other people who have successfully submitted these funds, so a lot of it has to do with actually asking the right questions about what we need and what we're missing. So let's ask how much detail, should be in the short description. I remember when we first looked into the Game Maker Fund, like, must be 2 years ago now. There were actually templates that they provided. No, not templates, but the actual documents that were submitted by other successful proposals. And I really wish that I had downloaded those because they're no longer available on the website. For whatever reason, I guess they decided that they didn't want to share people's, private information that way, but it was available, and it would really help to see, some completed successful proposals. What we're going to do is we're going to, draft the rough version of ours and then send it off to some SandFam friends of ours to take a look at and say, like, okay, well, you're going to need to have more of this, you need, more detail here or there or whatever. So I don't think we're alone here, that's for sure. Alright, we also need to have the short description here. So, we can copy paste that into here basically. Minimum of 55 assets, that won't be a problem. It'll be way more than that. Perfect. Okay, now the visuals. So here it says a brief visual demonstration of what you've already built in the Game Maker. Trailer, teaser, walkthrough, vertical slice, prototype, etc. Okay, so we have stuff here. Okay, so let's go. Trailer. Trailer from trailer video, which we have. Instead of actually just putting that on the to-do list, I could actually just do that. Okay, so we don't necessarily have a, no, we do have a trailer. We have a trailer from the Game Maker Fund that we did a while ago. Let's see if we can find that. Trailer RomanPunks. No, RomanPunks. Game Jam, that's what we did. Punks. Oh, okay, the search is not working here, so that's not helping. What am I trying to do here? Okay, so we'll find the trailer later. Okay, so we need to get the video trailer. So if we've got one from the RomanPunks, Game Jam, and just a overview of Coliseum. So we've got those videos that we can attach here. Yeah, a walkthrough video. We actually have a walkthrough video on Twitch already that we've shared, and it's also on our YouTube, so we can add those. Screenshots, so characters, environments, art style, etc. So we can add all sorts of visuals from the Coliseum that we have, but also we can take screenshots from this, but also we can include some of the 2D Roman punk designs in that as well. So we can do that. So we want to have screenshots. Screenshots from the RomanPunks Coliseum on Sandbox and 2D artwork. Okay. So we'll add all of those here. That's on the to-dos. What you've already built in the Game Maker. That's very important to show that we have already built stuff. Aha, and the vertical slice. I have some conceptual drawings as well. Vertical slice pictures. I have something that I can put on there. All right. Moving on. Inspiration. Okay, so we need to look into the inspiration. So all I've got is Space Quest 4, which, if you're not familiar with it, Space Quest 4 looks like this. And Space Quest 4 had this mall. Galaxy Galleria. So it had this mall. So where there were shops around the outside. That's what it looked like. And then there were shops, and then there was a skate-orama in the middle. So my idea is to have a Coliseum in the middle and then shops around the outside. But it will be, I guess it'll be more of like a cylindrical place. But it will be nice to have this kind of bubble on the top, so you can see around from the outside. But yeah, that's kind of where the general, and then these what do you call them, travelator things too. I'm not sure if I'd include that, but yeah, I just need to think more about, what will the shops be around the outside and everything. But anyway, that's one of the inspirations. So we need to add inspiration screenshots. So we need to do Space Quest once from there. And then also from other Sandbox. So we need to consider inspirations from other experiences on the Sandbox. So we can show what other Sandbox experiences we're using as inspiration for ours as well. It looks like our Stream Raiders battle is about to begin. So let's hop over there. Alright, looks like we've got pretty decent team here. Nice to have so many new players. So I'm hoping that when we're going to start, we're just going to go immediately take these guys out and then stay together so we can take out the rest. A little bit worried about this one. I'm not sure if we can do it. Oh, victory already? How did we get victory so fast? We barely even killed anyone. Please bear with me. I'm still figuring out the whole Stream Raiders system and how it works. So, oh, Tree Frog Nana killed the mind control device. Is that what got us to win immediately? Nice. Okay, I guess we're moving on. So, this is where we're going next. Unknown. Start battle. What do we got here? Let us... some enemies over there. Why don't we place down here first? And then let's 5 down here. Stay away from there and there. Perfect. Place your units. Hello, Sparkly Sneakle. Nice to see you. Long time no see, although that's my fault, I must admit. Long time no stream, more like it. We're getting back into things here by working on our Sandbox Game Maker Fund. Some other days we just play games, and other days we work on other RomanPunks stuff behind the scenes, such as character development. We have our card game that we're working on, which might also connect to the Sandbox as well. So lots of fun stuff. Getting back into the stream season, streaming regularly 2 times a week or more, and just trying to stay connected to the Sand Fam and Web3 communities. So good to have you popping in. Let's take a look back at where we are here. So we're working our way through this game design document that Game Maker Fund has provided. So we need to answer what's our inspiration. So we need to consider inspirations from other experiences. I've got our to-do list here. And then we need to add inspiration screenshots from other ideas. One of the inspirations is Space Quest 4, so we'll talk a little bit about that. Purely from a visual perspective only. It's like Space Quest 4 meets Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Meets Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Meets We Who Are About to Die, because that's a Gladiator game. So yeah, there you go. A little bit of everything. So the Space Quest 4, we've got the whole spaceport mall kind of irreverent, humorous aspect. Mike Tyson Punch-Out, the idea of you're in the ring and you've got an enemy that's going to get more difficult each time. Elder Scrolls Oblivion, which also has that element of, if you've ever played Elder Scrolls Oblivion, there is a gladiator style battle arena quest as part of it, which was very memorable to me. And then We Who Are About to Die, which is a Roman gladiator simulator. So yeah, we've got some inspirational stuff there. Now let's go back to here. So inspiration, so we know what we need to do there. Moving on to the next part. Community, describe your core audience. Okay, demographics, habits, style, social media. It's a very open-ended slide now, isn't it? Describe the core audience. I mean, okay, well, what the core audience isn't is, you know, young children. It's not meant for kids. But, you know, it's not like rated R either. So demographics, let's just say like PG-13 maybe. Habits, style, what do they mean by habits? You know, hard to say. And then what do we want here? What do they want us to put here in this section? Like social media, like what does that even mean, social media? Like, do they use social media? MSMP is saying maybe break it into market segments. Yeah, I suppose, yeah, if you're thinking about it from a marketing point of view. Because it's saying describe your core audience, it's not saying how you're going to actually reach your audience. So, so let's start out by saying, okay, how about this? If we just do it like a who, what, where, so it would be like those, you know, PG-13, people interested in sci-fi, history, cyberpunk, humor. Hodel says maybe they mean where they are, Twitter, Twitch, etc. MSMP says, when I hear social media, I think, are they Insta people or mainly Twitter users? And Tree Frog says, habits, click anything that moves, eat at the computer desk, stay up way too late. Ah ha ha, I like those habits, yes. All very, very good points by all, thank you. I like Hodel says where they are, Twitter, Twitch, yes, totally. So, you know, Twitch streamers is like Twitch users. Because we're using Twitch, Twitter, and Discord. Twitch users, Discord, so Twitch, Discord, Twitter, and mostly. So we're looking at an audience of, you know, how to be specific without being too general. Gamers, game designers, so gamers, game designers, habits, Basically just gamers and game designers, right? But there is also that element of the shops in the mall. So there could be something to do with marketing. Let's put that to expand on that later. I just don't understand what it exactly means by habits. Art collectors. Okay, I can add art collectors. There's, yeah. So Twitch audience from streaming, Discord from RomanPunks community, Twitter, basically Web3 community. Yeah, Twitch is for gamers. Okay, I can expand on this a little bit more. Again, this comes down to asking other people what they do and what they have done. So, I mean, I'm going to ask, put this in the to-dos, ask about what to include in the community section. Okay, that's good enough for now. Moving on, let's get back to our clash. Our next battle is going to be Helia, Halu, and Belinda in Tiopa. Helia and Belinda. So we've got Helia at 8, 7, 10. Damn, she's fast. And Belinda at 9, 9, 8. So definite speed advantage here. Both strong players. Let's open up the forum. Alright, here is the form. And you got yourself 1 minute to fill it out. Poppin' Stock saying strength over speed. Wise, always wise, but they both do have comparable strength. It's just that one blows the other out of the water from speed. Whole Hal says to gotta go with HH. Yeah, gotta stick with what you know. Stick with your fam. The hungry wolf is bound to wage a hard battle and have the courage, confidence, and inner strength to leave the present behind. So 3 seconds left, and then we're going to close that and on to the battles. Let's get our dice up here. We're going to roll for Helia, and it's going to be speed of 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10. Do we have 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And boom. It's going to be 37. Belinda's got 8. And it's going to be 36. Close, but no cigar. So Helia is going to attack first with an attack of 8. And 38, that's a big attack. That's a hard one. You got to defend with 9, though, Belinda. Defending with 9. Oh, doesn't do it. So, looks like Helia is victorious. Congratulations to those who went for HH. Looks like it was 50-50, exactly. Good stuff. Well, that'll be the last clash for today, as we're coming up onto the 2-hour mark, and I need to keep my sanity, so we're going to keep this stream short. I like to keep the these behind-the-scenes building streams a little bit shorter, and when we're actually doing things that are visually appealing, we'll spend more time and do some longer streams. When we're gaming, typically we're going to be doing 3-4 hour streams. When we're doing building behind the scenes, it will typically be 2 hours. And when we're doing interviews or community, then it's pretty open-ended. It could be 3 to 4 hours as well. Also, the development streams, once we're getting into the nitty-gritty, such as building in VoxEdit, building in GameMaker, it could be that the stream is longer. It just depends on whether we get in on a roll. But you know how it is whenever you start something out, it's always a bit of a challenge to get the ball rolling, which is really what I'm feeling right now with this. I've been struggling with this GameMaker fun stuff for a long time, and so forcing myself to come on stream and do it, with an audience helps to motivate us to actually get things done. So next time we stream, we're going to have some of these things done, as well as ask some of these questions, and also look at planning out the topography of the map. So we can do some drawing, and which is hard because I don't have a touchpad that's connected to my computer. I just have a mouse. So I might need to figure out some sort of a system, because right now I just draw on the iPad. So I don't know how to stream the iPad screen. So I might need to figure out some sort of pad so that I can draw on my desktop screen and work on some of this topology stuff and draw some of the concept art. So that's to be considered for next time. But let's get over to Stream Raiders. We'll let the next 2 minutes run out so that we can get some more units placed. It looks like this one might actually be a real humdinger. We definitely do not have enough forces. Oh, is that what we have to get to? Is that that we have to destroy in order to beat the level? One of those? Tree Frog says, I think there are apps that let you draw on the iPad and it shows on your desktop monitor. Yeah, there might be. I'm gonna look into that. I've got my iPad here. Hodel Hi says, tell us about you in the meantime. Oh my goodness. Yes, what's there to know? Based in Canada, and I am a teacher. Well, I was many years ago, and I'm in the education technology business now. We've been doing RomanPunks. By mean, I mean my partner and I for the last 2 years. Yeah, we started on April 1st. So wait, 2021, 2022, 23. That's 2 years. Yeah, you're also in Canada, Holdel. Oh, whereabouts are you located? West Coast. All right. Um, Lower Mainland, West Coast, or like. Nice, nice. My partner's from Abbotsford. Actually, I am from Alberta, but currently we live in Ontario, near Toronto. And just loving life. Now things are getting a little bit better. Winter is leaving us, so definitely got that spring mood happening here. Yeah. All right. We're going to get this battle going, I think. Let's see what we got here. Hodel's been definitely placing some badass units here. Oh yeah, nice. I like that. We've got some high level units here. Hopefully they'll be enough to get us through this, because it looks like this might be a tough one. So let's finish off this battle and then we're going to call it a day. Thanks everyone for popping in on your Sunday morning or afternoon, wherever you are, as we basically just mess around here and without any purpose. Come on, take him out, take him out. Where are you going? You're gonna get killed up there. Oh no, this is not looking good. This is not looking good. Oh, victory. See, how does that happen? How did we get victory? It looked like we had lots of enemies that were still on the board, so I'm a little bit confused. Killed the chameleon mastermind? Is that like why? Please, please, somebody who knows about Stream Raiders, explain how this works. Ooh, I won a paladin. Okay. All right. Okay, some gold. I've got to purchase a scroll from the store. All right. Which scroll do I want? I'll buy a warrior scroll. Okay. $25? No, you do not want to actually spend money. Upgrade my warrior. Alright. Well, it looks like we're doing alright on this campaign. So we've got options here. Next stream, we will continue this battle. So making some progress here. Looks good, looks good. Hodel Hall says, come hang out in my stream sometime and we can talk Stream Raiders. Nice. Yeah, I'm going to give you a follow right now. And we'll see you there. MSMP says, when do we get Clash prizes? At the end of every stream or just once in a while? That's a really good question. Actually, there are different ways to get prizes. One is I will be sending out blending coins to the owners of the winning NFTs. So if you own one of the wax NFTs of a winner, then you automatically will get coins sent out to you on Bounty Block. But the winners in the chat, that I'm collecting the stats, I'm collecting the leaders, and I haven't yet decided how that's going to work, so we're still, thinking about that. It won't be after every stream because it's just too much micromanagement for that. There's already enough micromanagement that I have to do with keeping track of everything, so there won't be surprises sent after every stream, but I'm still open to different formats and different arrangements, so if you have any suggestions, then just drop them in the Discord. But for now, yeah, we're going to call it a day. Let's just take a quick look at our results here. So yeah, what we do here is actually this can be sent to a spreadsheet. Send the data to a spreadsheet, and then we can extract the winners that way. So yeah, as you can see, there's a little bit of micromanaging to have to do here to keep track of the winners. Tree Frog Nada says you should at least check the owners of the NFTs at the time of the battle. Otherwise, we can just buy the winning ones after the fact. Yeah, that's the point, though. We don't want to check the owners of the NFT at the time of the battle because we want it to be accessible for anyone to choose a fighter, even if they don't have any wax NFTs or if they don't have any NFTs. So it's not required to own the NFT to participate. But if you do own it, then you get an extra benefit. So we do encourage people to buy it, so you receive the airdrops, of course. Hodel says, play game for fun is on playing Sandbox. If you're up for raiding. Yeah, sure, why not? We can raid. We can do a raid. Let's see what we've got on my raid screen here. Play game for fun. I don't follow them, so I need to follow them. Nice. Okay. Yeah, we can do a raid. Why not? Alright, we're going to end with a raid. Thanks for the suggestion, Holdel. Good to meet you. And catch you in the next one. Maybe mine or yours. Thank you for coming on the stream. Appreciate it. See you next time.